OMT Online Dynasty Conference Championship Week finale. We have crowned 3 out of our 4 conference champions. The only one left, the Sun Belt Conference, which was one of the most exciting races we had throughout the entire season. The last few weeks were just full of drama. It was super fun. But 2 teams have emerged. Number 1, the UAB Blazers by our guy Harrison. Number 2, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, Big Bill himself, leading Coastal Carolina to 1 game short of the promised land. Now, if you haven't seen any of these other episodes that we have done, what we've got going on here is a 32 user online dynasty league. We had a big draft. Everybody could take whoever you wanted as long as they were a group of 5 and 2 stars or below. We took those 32 teams, put them into 4 separate conferences, 8 teams in each, all with the goal of making it to today. So let's see how UAB and Coastal Carolina were able to do it. First, let's actually take a look at the Sun Belt as a whole. I mean, this race was unbelievable. Like I said, came all the way down to the finish line. Coastal Carolina pulled away at the end a little bit. UAB at 5-2, Georgia Southern at 5-2. Even though I know Matt Skills isn't super thrilled with his team, they still had a heck of a season. Arkansas State 8-4, 4-3. In the conference, and all 4 of these teams were in this race up until the very end of the season. Let's start with Coastal Carolina, your number 1 seed here in the Sun Belt. Starting off some CPU games here at home against Georgia State, going to Virginia, pulling off that win. Always impressive on Heisman, going to a Power 4 team and pulling off the win. Always very good. Knock off the FCS at home. Their first, I believe, I don't remember if this was actually a user game at the time. East Carolina is another one of those. We had a couple people come and go. We do still have 1 opening as of the recording of this intro, by the way. Troy in Conference USA. They've been abandoned, I want to say 3 times throughout the season. I don't know what it is about Troy. Nobody wants to stick around there. But if you're interested, there is a little link tree down in the description. One of the links in there is to our Discord. That's where we run the whole online dynasty. You can hop in there. Let me know you are interested in either taking Troy, or if they are gone, I will put you on a wait list next time we have an opening pop up, which we might have 1 or 2 coming up here over the off season. Anyway, back to Coastal Carolina. Headed to Penn State. That's just going to be a loss. That's just going to happen. Totally understandable. Back to some user games, though. Then the Chanticleers got it rolling a little bit here, knocking off App State at home. UAB, their conference championship opponent, already has a win in Coastal Carolina. Something to keep an eye on here. Then knocking off Marshall, another just crazy CPU game to try to win at South Carolina. So there are 3 losses, 1 at Penn State, Heisman level CPU, 1 at South Carolina, and then their conference championship opponent before finishing the season strong, knocking off Georgia Southern. Really is what pushed them to the top of the Sun Belt here. Between that and then their following win against Arkansas State is how Coastal Carolina managed to pull it off, finishing with a win at Western Kentucky. But quickly, I am going to focus. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into this UAB Coastal Carolina game, because this one wasn't a forced win like we've seen in other conference matchups throughout this conference title matchups throughout the season. This was actually just a full game played. 406 yards for UAB versus 267 for Coastal Carolina. And this is, we're going to see when we get to the stats here, that this is exactly how UAB is going to want to win. This is how they're going to want to play. Ran the ball 32 times for 216 yards, all 5 of their touchdowns, 7 yards a rush, only threw it 17 times, 3 for 6 on third downs, and win the turnover battle. I think that's going to be the keys to UAB pulling off a similar win here. Is going to be control the clock, kind of like what we did for the most part against James Madison, making sure we're controlling that clock, keeping that offense off the field, and try to limit your mistakes. We didn't do great at that. But we did enough to get the victory. So now let's go check out UAB. I don't know why I'm doing it like that. We can just go do it like this. See how they ended up in this conference title game. Very similar story to what we saw with Texas State, getting off to a slow start, starting off 0-4 with a loss at UConn, who ended up being very good, apparently 10-2, number 22 in the country, with a loss to Bowling Green, that triple option offense. That'll get you that flex bone. Losses to North Texas and USF. So 0-4 at this point. We saw Texas State was 1-5. And then the momentum flips. The Jets get turned on. You get into conference play. The boys get fired up. They start playing. Force win against Marshall. Force win against Rice. The massive victory against Coastal Carolina knocks off App State 38-7, and here's starting it looked a little dicey again with a 10-7 loss to Western Kentucky, and our guy Cord JR in Arkansas State knocks them off 28-10. But to finish the way they did shows the fight, shows the resolve of this UAB team and Coach Harrison, with wins against Georgia Southern and a dominant performance against East Carolina to punch their ticket into the Sun Belt Conference title game. Let's take a look at these team stats, see if there's anything we got to keep an eye on. Coastal Carolina, led by quarterback Roquan Barber, 323 attempts, 72% completion percentage, 20 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, just over 3,000 yards. But really, what we got to keep an eye on with this quarterback specifically is in the rushing. He's the team's leading rusher by both attempts and yardage, and by a mile in touchdowns. 104 carries, 470 yards, 13 touchdowns. UAB's defense, you've got to be keyed in on this quarterback when he's running about 9 times a game, punching in so many touchdowns, especially in the red zone. We have got to keep an eye on number 0 in this Coastal Carolina backfield, because honestly, behind him, I don't know, 57 rushes, 48 rushes, some good abilities, some good guys here for sure, averaging 6 yards a carry, 5.5 yards a carry. I just don't think I would have these guys as my main concern heading into this game if I was looking this over. I'm just making sure that quarterback is not taking off and running against us, so contains QB spies, things like that. Receiving threats, Jamison Tucker, 41 catches, 780 yards, 19-yard average. He's got to be their goal ball guy, 90 speed, 92 excel. Make sure he's not killing you over the top. Underneath, you got Malcolm Gilly, 53 catches, 665 yards. Wayne, 33, 398. So pretty steep drop off here in terms of yardage and catches. We got to keep our eye on that quarterback in the backfield and on number 8 and number 15 for this Coastal Carolina offense is how I'd be thinking if I was UAB. Now let's check out that Blazers offense. And kind of as we saw in that box score, it's definitely more of a control the clock run game type of offense. Only 261 attempts on the season, 1,800 yards, 15 touchdowns for quarterback Trace Campbell, but the rushing, 116 yards or carries for Isaiah Jacobs, shifty head first sidestep downhill armbar. This guy's insane. 460 yards for him. 92 carries for Javon Jackson, recoup shifty, sidestep 360. Another very, very good halfback. So this is the 1-2 punch of UAB. Number 22, the bruiser. Number 4, the east-west playmaker. You got to kind of keep an eye on both of those guys. And the quarterback has ran at 72 times. Of course, your sack yardage counts against you. I'm guessing that's why he's only got 55 yards. Maybe, maybe not. I don't really know. That's my best guess right now. But if you're coming in this game as Coastal Carolina, now he's already played UAB, but if we're looking just at the stats, you got to shut down that run. You have to. The number one priority coming into this game, shut down the run. That's why I switched to that 3-3-5 defensive playbook, because I do think that's pretty good against the run if you're blitzing that middle linebacker, because it was gashing us too. And it was a big concern thinking forward and potentially facing James Madison again. Now, they do have a couple receiving threats still on this team you got to keep eyes on too. Caleb Brown, let's see what he's looking like. 90 speed, 92 XL, 35 catches, 550 yards, 16-yard average. And Iverson Hooks, another 90 speed wide receiver. How do these guys have so many 90-plus speed wide receivers? We got one. These guys got 3. 91 speed, 93 XL on Corey Milner. And I think going against UAB, got to stop that run first and take away some quick passes. It does look like if we can try to get him to throw it deep, there might be some mistakes made by this quarterback, but we just got to force him to throw the ball. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of defense Coastal is going to come out in. Are they going to be just focusing in on that run? I think that's what's really going to decide the game. If UAB can get the ball going on the ground, that sets up well for the Blazers. And if Coastal Carolina can avoid any mistakes on offense, that's going to be my big keys to watch out for. Let's take it to the game, see who's going to walk away the Sun Belt champion. And here we are for our last conference championship, the Sun Belt UAB, our guy Harrison, Coastal Carolina, our guy Big Bill, much like we just did for Conference USA, just popping in to give one more big shout out to our 2 guys, and I'm going to get my face out of here. We're going to live commentate through this game. UAB, much like we saw with Texas State, was able to bounce back from a slow start to the season, finish 6-6, 5-2 in the conference, earn their spot here in this unbelievable championship race we had throughout the season. Coastal Carolina sitting there waiting for them. The two teams about to face off at Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's just get to the action. Let's go, boys. Ooh, and it is a rainy day here in North Carolina. There is our Sun Belt trophy. The Chanticleers coming out in their road whites, the teal pants, teal tops. Cheerleaders still here showing spirit. A lot of great fans here from the town right outside Myrtle Beach. It's named Conway, South Carolina. Not a short drive. I actually have no idea how far away it is. I'm going to go with it not being too short. At least not as far as Birmingham, Alabama, where the UAB Blazers coming from. The gray alternates for UAB, the white for Coastal Carolina, our last conference championship of season 1 before we head into bowl season. Good luck, gentlemen. Let's go get them. I mean, this is just a straight up downpour these guys are playing. And I did forget to mention, so in the last one we switched perspectives there at halftime. This one we're only going to have UAB's perspective kind of throughout the game. So just giving you guys a heads up there as the kickoff is returned to the 21-yard line. Chanticleers offense on the field first. Coastal coming out in gun spread early in the game. Let's see what UAB is going to answer back with. Almost looks like a penny sort of defense here. A cover 4 match defense, which is pretty good against the spread, and the run game immediately. First play of the game, Cameron Knox takes one right up the gut. He who dictates the run game, he who controls the ground, especially in weather like this, is going to have the advantage. That is quite shot out of a cannon start for Coastal Carolina. With this rain, it is going to be awful tough to trust your receivers on these routes. I think that run game we thought was going to be important coming into the game is going to be even more so now. And it does look like UAB is in a veer and shoot playbook. That, honestly, kind of caught me by surprise. I didn't know we had any other veer and shoots. This would kind of explain the running attempts on the season. Oh my goodness, I thought... Oh, did I think we had an answer back immediately from the Blazers. Isaiah Jacobs on that run up the middle there. Keeping him with the no huddle. He liked what he saw out of the Chanticleers defense. A late throw to the right flat. Number 5 guts in front of the defender. Makes an unbelievable play. And a defensive holding on Coastal on top of that. That is the backup tight end Klein for UAB making that play. What an effort by him. Really just to make sure that ball wasn't intercepted more than anything else. It was very good. Staying in, it looks like, I don't know if this is the same formation, but it's another run up the middle. Isaiah Jacobs finding another gigantic gap. 2 carries for 36 yards. Both these teams trying to establish their dominance on the ground early here. And both doing a pretty dang good job of it. Let's see. So last time he no-huddled and went to a pass. This time it looks like he's doing the same thing. No huddling again, but switching to a pass. A little zig over there on the left, a corner out on the tight end. Halfback just going to the flats, goes to the zig. Cloud flat or something on that outside corner, comes down to make a play on it. Keeps him to 2 yards, but UAB keeping that pressure on with this high-paced offense. He's dragging a safety down for Coastal Carolina, trying to help out with a run, and it does. If he wasn't there, I don't know if that tackle was getting made by Coastal. Setting up a 3rd and 4. Can't imagine either coach is going to feel too confident kicking field goals in weather like this. So he's got 2 corners out there on the 2 receiver stack out on the right, going with the pass, roll out, nope, finds B right over the middle of the field, and it is knocked out. That feels like a bad break for UAB. Sure looked open, sure looked like a good throw, just kind of a strange animation, kind of caught him up in the air there. On the way down, number 9 safety goes ahead and knocks it out. Unfortunate for the Blazers. Now we're flipping the play here. I wonder if he's looking for that zig route again. He's going to have it if he waits. But that one's caught. Sure, man. A wide open ball over the middle gets dropped. That one into traffic gets caught. It is what it is. He has the zig again. Another bad animation. Running back has to try to stumble to catch that one. Lets the defense come down and make a tackle on that. Staying in the no huddle. I like it because he's got him stuck in man coverage here unless Coastal is audibling around. He's got the flat on the right, goes for the drag. That one knocked out as well. 3rd and 14 now from the 36-yard line. I definitely can't imagine they'd be comfortable kicking from here. I was thinking even kicking from like 40, 45. I don't know if we trust these guys From here, you got to feel he needs 10 yards. And even then, by that point, you might just be going for it. Let's see what UAB is going to end up calling here. Staying in some wide doubles. That curl on the left, it would be my guess where we're looking here. Maybe that tight end after he breaks. Instead, UAB will take a timeout, regather themselves a little bit here. Coming back up to the line now, big third down, back in that stack formation. A little out on the tight end. Maybe looking for that kind of crosser. I can't tell if that's B or RB on that. He's got him, though. He's got him, though. That crosser from that stack formation. That is a nasty little play. I think a lot of defenses are going to struggle to stop that. And we're back in the pace. We're back in the hurry up. Another run probably for Jacobs. It is indeed. Just need to hold that block a little on that right edge. And that was potentially a touchdown for UAB. 2nd and 9 now. Already down to, what is that, the 10-yard line. Great answer back by the Blazers here. And honestly, through the air, they've picked up some big chunks through the air when they needed to. And then they can still pound the rock when they have to. Right on cue, Isaiah Jacobs. 40-something yards on that drive. Was he just about to twerk on us? Is that what just happened there? Touchdown Blazers. We saw Coastal Carolina pop the one big run for the touchdown. UAB answered back with an 11-play, 82-yard drive there. We've already seen a little bit of everything. They're back in the spread. Is this just going to be another run to Cameron Knox? It is. And the user did no shot. No shot. Make a tackle. Okay. I thought we had another one there. 2 rushes, 107 yards for Knox. Looks like the UAB linebacker did try to fill that gap in the middle. Then the last second, Knox actually pops it to the outside. Gets the leverage, gets the blocks. Pretty dang good start for number 35 on Coastal. Now coming out in a Y off trips, a little cover 6 here from UAB, using the deep quarter. I like that idea, but it does kind of leave that. Those RPO streaks are pretty dang nasty. That outside quarter had a chance to knock that one out, it looked like. But the big boy tight end, number 18, Kane Barong for Coastal Carolina, does hang on to it, even in the rain, comes down with it. Now a little double stack. Okay, Coastal Carolina mixing up their different formations. A little RPO there out to number 15. Malcolm Gilly takes a nice little gain of 3 there. I am surprised we haven't seen any quarterback runs out of Roquan Barber on Coastal Carolina here yet. My goodness, the timing is unbelievable. As he breaks a tackle, gets to the edge, right on cue. Surprised we haven't seen any QB runs, we say. There goes Roquan Barber. The rushing attack of Coastal Carolina is just having their way early here with the Blazers. And with this weather, and both teams running the ball as much as they like to, you got to worry about some ball security here too. Wouldn't shock me at all to see a ball pop out at some point, just with how much these guys like to run the ball. Isaiah Jacobs still back in the backfield there next to Trace Campbell. Gets pretty stuffed up by big boy number 91 on Coastal that time. Loss of 1 yard. Now motioning back into this play we've seen a few times. Wonder if he's going to be looking back for that zig. Doesn't have it. He's got B. He's going to have X. Just got to keep your eyes downfield there. Tried to take off a little too early with that quarterback. Looked like Coastal was actually trying to bait him into throwing that to B. Now we're going back to the double stack with that crosser. Got to be your first read. It's been there every time so far. He's got it again. Yep, he's got it again, man. I don't know what defense we call to guard that play, because I don't think hooks are going to drop back far enough. You almost just have to commit to with your user to guard something like that, because that has been open against man, against zone, and there goes Isaiah Jacobs. You stop him once, chances are you're not going to stop him twice. Rips off another 20 yards right up the middle. A little bowling ball celebration. That's a strike for Isaiah Jacobs. Keeping the pace up here, UAB. I mean, I'd go back to that deep cross play with those safeties being down like that. Jacobs is going to take it for another run. Another little gain of 2, but they're keeping the pace going here yet again. Now we're going back to that cross play. See if we can't get him above the safeties. I think he might have, but we also have the quick out to Klein. Takes it down, 1st and goal at the 7. action-packed game here so far. I'm almost wondering if the tight end 1 for UAB, he must be out with an injury or something. Klein is tight end 2 on that depth chart, but he has been making plays here for the Blazers. Jacobs already 9 for 74, and he's only the game's second leading rusher at the end of the first quarter. Now UAB is going to be coming out in some 5 wide. I wonder if they're going to try to answer Coastal Carolina's quarterback run with one of their own. No, they are going for the pass. Little curls, the slant over there on the left. Ooh, what a play by that defensive end on Coastal Carolina. That looked like a walk-in touchdown if that pass was completed. Defense backed up just a little bit too far. Maybe the footing gave way underneath them because of the rain. But that certainly looked open. Yeah, I like that slant on the left. I'd probably have something similar over on the right. And there he goes up the middle, the QB run of his own. The workhorse trying to plow his way through the defense. Gets down to 4th and goal at the 1. You got audible to the QB blast here, I would think. I think that's got to be your move. No, he's going for the drag. Keeping the hitches on the right, then a drag on the left. Goes for the hitch on the right, and he holds onto the ball. Touchdown. UAB there answering back yet again. I believe that was number 0, Iverson Hooks. It was kind of hard to tell, but I believe that was number 0. What a catch through the rain, through the contact. High-paced game continues here, 14-14. And really here, if you're Coastal Carolina, why would you not come out and spread and do that same run to Cameron Knox again? It's worked twice, once for a 70-yard touchdown, once for another 40-yard run. I mean, I would just be feeding that boy the rock. I don't even know who that is in the backfield there. Number 84. I don't know if it's a fullback, maybe a backup tight end. Oh no, it's a wide receiver. One I didn't even have written down. He must be pretty far in that depth chart, but that was a nice little run for the guy back there. And he's still back there. Werner? Was that his name? Jacob something. Follow that drag to the right, get down to the flats. Dive and a miss, but he runs out of bounds, so it all kind of works out. Oh, was his name Zachary, but with an X at the beginning instead of a Z? Pretty wild if that is the case. He is out of the game now, though. Back. Oh my goodness, that flat for UAB almost got out there perfectly in front. I don't know if that was an RPO or just a screen pass. That was awful dicey by Coastal. Almost a gigantic momentum-shifting play there by the Blazer defense. Staying in some match, blitzing cover 3, bringing the blitzing slot corner down by the line there, trying to get a little extra pressure. See if Coastal Carolina notices it. He is hot routing something out to the right. Stay on there. Oh, those comeback routes. Ooh, those are tough. Comeback routes are tough. More injuries for Coastal Carolina. Also tough. Well, trips halfback week now for Coastal. 2-man under is going to be the answer for UAB on this. Going to be using the defensive end. Yeah, in man. Oh, then the run right to the user defensive end. Tries to crash inside, kind of takes himself out of the play there a little bit. Cameron Knox keeps bringing his average down, but still 3 for 117. Pretty good day going so far. He's stuck on the defensive line. A wide receiver screen out to the left. Jamison Tucker takes that one for a Coastal Carolina first down to the 25-yard line. And Coastal answering with some hurry up of their own. They say, UAB, you can do that. We will do it too. Another cover 3 match, it looked like those said seam flats, which would be a match coverage. It is indeed. Going for the comeback again, but that time, number 30 on UAB undercuts it. Let's see if he can make a move on that quarterback. He tries. The referee kind of gets in the way there. He might have a side in this one. He might be a little bit biased. But what a play by number 30 on UAB to come back underneath the comeback. Gets the interception. UAB ball at midfield. What a swing. And we got to think UAB is going to keep feeding that beast, number 22, Isaiah Jacobs. Coastal hasn't had a great answer for him yet. They've been able to contain him to some of these 2 1-yard runs, but then every other one, it seems like he is popping for a gigantic gain. Going to try to slip that number 5 out of the backfield here again. Had him there for a second. Ooh, a dicey one up to X. Went for the gusto there. Both the safeties converge on it, nearly make a play. Instead, the ball just falls incomplete. Back to our stack formation, back to our crossing play. Let's see if UAB has found any defense for this yet, because this play has been wide open every single time. It is again. Just if he holds on to it, and he does. Did he get killed at the end of that play? Looks like he was down and not moving. That route is unbelievable. It is such a good route. There goes Jacobs. Oh, 34 though, does a good job getting off that block, holding him to just a gain of 3. I mean, I wouldn't even blame him for just going back to that crosser a few more times here. It has been there every single time they have called it. But instead, we're going to rely back to our guy, back to Jacobs, see if he can't find another gap in there. Coastal starting to play some good run defense here. They're making Jacobs work quite a bit. Not giving them those big chunk gains, trying to make UAB beat him through the air. And, I mean, UAB's been up to the task here so far. I've been very impressed with UAB's passing game. Wasn't expecting to see a whole ton of it, especially in these conditions. And just from what we saw on the stat sheet as we were looking it over for the season. But when pushes come to shove, UAB has been able to sling that rock around here today. A streak on number 0. Ooh, that could have been there. Instead, backup halfback number 4, Javon Jackson gets in there, gets a little bit of shine. Another 2-yard run. Again, Coastal Carolina doing a good job slowing down this rushing attack, trying to make them throw. But man, Trace Campbell has been, he has been throwing some lasers around here. And this looks to be the same play here again, going for that little curl route. And number 5 holds on to it and fights for that first down. Klein. Unbelievable effort here out of Klein. He's made a few massive plays for UAB. I'm not sure how these boys are holding on to all these passes, but I am impressed. So a minute and a half to go here. 1st and 10 at the 10. Technically, they can get another first down somehow. Whoa, that hammer. We saw the Platinum Hammer ability light up there, and that was a shot taken by Isaiah Jacobs. Now we're going to some RPOs. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen too many of these out of UAB just yet. Well, maybe that's why. Now an injury to UAB's Kalen Brown. The 3rd and 8 from the 8. Let's see what UAB's got cooked up here. Some slants, a drag on the tight end. Let's see what he's got. Pressure coming in. I don't know. He might have gotten a little bit lucky that pressure got in there. He was trying to throw that to Y. Looked like Coastal Carolina's user was hanging right on there, but the ball falls innocently down to the ground. Incomplete pass. Kick is up. Kick is good. 3-point lead for UAB. At least able to take advantage of that turnover a little bit. Still a big swing there, of course. Instead of Coastal taking the lead, UAB's got it now. Minute 7 left in the first half. And wide receiver Caleb Brown tore his pectoral on that last play and will be out the remainder of the season. Tough luck for you, buddy. Go out on your sword, though. You know, you guys are battling for the conference championship here. Coastal sticking with some empty bunch open. Probably just mid-blitz coming. Yep, send 6. If they're in empty, sending 6 is never a bad idea. He's going to have that quick out. Find where the user is and try to attack that. It's typically going to be a good thing to do when you know they're sending 6 and you're in an empty. Their user's going to have to guard one of them. If you are the user defender there, you got to get up and actually like press. He needs to get to the right side here and watch this screen. Yeah, it needs to get all the way to the right and then man press. See how it says A and left stick down? Get right in front of that guy. Okay, there was some shenanigans by Coastal. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. It looked like he started to motion somebody over and then brought him back to the right side, and it caused UAB's defense to just freak out. They just all went to the wrong spot. Now you definitely got to watch that screen because they got numbers out there to the right. You could almost take that far right defensive end and move him out there. You got, yep, that's where the numbers were for sure. Number 25, okay. I don't know what just happened there. That almost looked like he was glitched and just couldn't get tackled. Something that was weird. That was very weird. But touchdown Coastal Carolina, 21-17, but that definitely something looked off with that one. Let's see how aggressive UAB is going to get here. 25 seconds, still 1 time out. I believe they will be getting the ball first to start the next half. So, I don't know. I feel like you got to go to that deep crosser play again. I feel like that's been there. And they've shown no defense to stop it. We're going to go with a screen, which isn't bad either. Get it to your guy. Try to get him in space here a little bit. Another just gain of 3, though. UAB going ahead and taking their last time out. Let's see what they're thinking. Back to the slot formation. See, I personally just don't like these choice routes. I feel like it's too hard to really know which way your guys are going. He could take A. He's going to have to just take that sack. Now, Coastal, yes, Coastal should take a timeout here. Put the pressure back on UAB. And honestly, if you're UAB, you might even just run this ball. Yeah. Take some time, take some yards, make them burn a timeout. Now you just punt it back to them. And Coastal shouldn't have enough time to certainly get a field goal. As long as you kind of back your defense up, you should be all right. As long as you can defend this punt. Oh, that guy actually made a late play on it. But they did make the tackles there. Yeah, there's no way they can kick from the 62-yard kick in this weather. I can't imagine. Let's just play prevent, back everybody up, and just take it to half 21-17 has got to be the thought process of UAB in this spot. Yep, defense, just back up, everybody. Keep backing up. You can keep backing up some more. Going with the user rush, that's fine. I mean, there's just no shot, right? You never know. After what we saw on that screenplay, the guy kind of glitched out. I don't know. But that will take us to half, 21-17. High-paced, high-action, high-octane. What a fun half. Let's get to the second. And it is going to be UAB's ball coming out of half here. Let's see, they're going to try to get that run game going again, or they're going to go back to that deep choice pass play. Wouldn't blame them. Yep. Okay, no, we are audibling back down into a run. I mean, having that deep choice play in your back pocket, man, is that a good play. And there goes Jacobs, another gain of 9. Gets him to the 100-yard mark for this game. Now are we going deep choice? I mean, that right's looking pretty good, or so is just right up the gut. Oh my, Jacobs again. Tearing apart Coastal Carolina's defense here. See, keep that pace going. Yep, back to the no huddle. Keep them in that defense. We'll see what Coastal Carolina has up their sleeve in terms of adjustments. See, I like what Coastal did there, where he moved his user to take that top left safety so he could come down and help out with the run. I like that a lot. And now we're audibling around again. See, this is a different play. We got press all the way on the outside on the right. You got X deep. If that's a good ball, it was caught. At least it was caught. But if that's a really good ball, that's a touchdown for UAB. Nice little audible there. I think you saw the press man. Trust your guys to go win on those. Coastal's going to have to take a timeout. They got to get out of that defense. I'll tell you right now, I'm glad Old Dominion did not play either one of these teams. These running attacks would give us fits here as well. Especially the no huddle, just go, go, go. It would have been very, very difficult for our team. I'm sure it's very difficult. Well, that's a reason both these guys are in the conference championship, right? Both of these offenses, very, very difficult to stop with the teams that we are working with here. 3rd and 2 now, though, at the 7-yard line. Do we trust Isaiah Jacobs in this spot, or go back to our quarterback who has been so good today, Trace Campbell? I don't know. I don't know what you do. I feel like I don't know. I feel like we run this. Or look for A. Ooh, I think he got tackled short. He did. That is a 4th and 1 down by 4. Going with the no huddle at the 5-yard line. 4th and 1. UAB going for it. Going for glory. Is this? Oh, going to the RPO. Oh, flipping the RPO. Going to the wide side. I feel like he's going to regardless throw this to Y. And I don't know if that's the right move. Let's see. It was thrown to Y. I don't know if it was regardless because it was the right move. Klein grabs it. Klein continues his great game. Bulldozes his way in. Touchdown UAB. And so far today, Coastal has been able to answer back every single time. Let's see if they can do it again. You got to think more runs that Cameron Knox are coming here. The guy's been a rock star today. And so has just about everybody on this Coastal offense, both offenses. Oh my goodness, the hard flat on number 17 dives into the end zone. That was like a double screen. I'm not sure what that play was. Tries to hit the wide receiver screen out to the left. Number 17 of UAB jumps right in front of it, takes it back to the house. 10-point lead now for the Blazers. I'm not even getting a second to catch my breath here. This game has been insane. I do suppose it's only fitting our most chaotic conference at the end of the season is having a rather chaotic conference championship game. So now Coastal Carolina back in that spread. Is this another run to Cameron Knox? So this was the first play of the game they scored a touchdown on. It is a run to Knox, trying to find a little wiggle room in there. That's a big looking running back for how fast he seems to be too. That guy looks gigantic. Now Coastal answering with a little bit of hurry up on their own, staying in the spread, a little mesh right over the middle. A little high ball, but number 15 able to go up and grab it. That is Malcolm Gilly with that catch for the Chanticleers. Keeping that pace on. Let's see what adjustments we've got going on here by UAB. We're moving some guys around. We're definitely trying out some different things. Watch over the middle. Another little high ball, but another catch by Coastal. Jamison Tucker takes it to midfield. His offenses are putting up some stats here today. Now a little bit of gun trio out of Coastal Carolina. Audibling out into more of a trips. UAB definitely looking to guard that RPO, and they did. That was going to be another pick six if he threw that RPO. UAB, very, very good RPO defense, what they're setting up here. And it looks like he's just trying to make sure you're not throwing this RPO. And he's been right so far. I don't know what number 30 UAB's defense was doing there. He kind of just got out of the way of Cameron Knox, which, I mean, is fair with how Cameron Knox has been playing today. You don't want to get in that man's way. But still, a little bit of effort there would have been appreciated. And we're back in the hurry up, back in the trip, trying to set up that RPO defense, get back to that deep middle. Yeah, yep. Oh, he was a step too slow getting back to it, though. I think took one step in the wrong direction. The wet grass might have slowed him down just a second. Certainly had the right idea, just got a little too off balance there. And then going back to the halfback, sails it over his head, happens on wheel routes all the time. Second and goal. Let's catch our breath for a second. Now a little wing slot offset for Coastal. I mean, I still think you watch RPOs here for UAB or the QB runs. That man does not go down easy. Breaks that first tackle, gets all the way down to the 2-yard line. Third and goal now for the Chanticleers. I mean, they might just go back to another QB run. That guy has been a tank. They're in the same formation. Little goal line set now for UAB. Definitely watching out for the run. Little curl, goes for the out route. Another up in the air a little bit, but Malcolm Gilly will just go up and grab that. 31-28. Minute and a half to go here. Third quarter. Unbelievable game. UAB's offense heading back out to the field. Looks like, I mean, yeah, why not just give it back? Keep giving it to Jacobs. Oh, maybe that's why. The offensive line has been doing a great job. Jacobs been finding gaps in there. 20 for 128. Going for a little RPO peak pop pass. Potentially there, but the patience of Jacobs in that backfield lets him get out and get some yardage there. Looked like Coastal had pretty good defense for that, but just that little hesitation in the backfield. Let the blocker set up. Find your space in there. Gets a nice chunk of yards. Now, a minute and change left. 1st and 10. Another 2-yard rush for Jacobs. Keep feeding that beast. Oh, that's not Jacobs in there. Excuse me. That is Javon Jackson, number 4. The backup halfback in. Understandably, Jacobs is tired. That's a bad ball. Oh, he lofted that one up a little too. That might have been a wrong button press because I think Y was wide open on that. X still had that safety over the top. The ball floated a little bit in the rain. Now we're even interception for interception. Even playing field. 3-point lead for UAB. Coastal taken back over. Carolina coming out in a double stack. Going for the screen over to the right. Look to say, whoa, who was that just caught that ball? Who in the world just caught that? Number 99, Coastal Carolina catching a screen pass. Gets brought down for a loss of 1. Can't say I expected the pass we had. And he's still... What? What is happening? What is going on? Why is number 99 in this game? And the rain, I don't know if you guys saw that. Receiver on the right was going to break into his route, but slipped. And it caused Roquan Barber to have to roll out and try to find some running room. Why in the world is number 99 in? Is this on purpose? Is Coastal Carolina be meaning to do this? Or are they just out of halfbacks? I don't know. And the world may never know as number 35 is back in his spot. Cameron Knox back running the ball in spread. That same play they got him with before, UAB ready for it this time, and that will take us to the end of the third quarter. Strap in, folks. I think we are in for a wild fourth. And here we go, fourth quarter action, 2nd and 10 at their own 44, down by 3 points. A fake to Cameron Knox, trying to roll out. He's got that corner on the left. He does see it, and a great throw on the run by Roquan Barber finds Malcolm Gilly, a name we have been calling a lot here today. Makes another fantastic play for Coastal Carolina, gets them down into the red zone, ball at the 20-yard line. First play of the fourth, still about 5 minutes to go. 3-point game, normal Y-off week is going to be the formation here for UAB. See, it says 0 running backs, but I know he puts that wide receiver in that backfield sometimes. Or maybe it's number 99 again. No, it's not. Oh, why did it say 0 halfbacks? Is Cameron Knox not a halfback? Who can possibly say? Seam up the left, no. Cameron Knox, no. Got a playmaker, try to run, goes for the playmaker, and overthrows the playmaker, Roquan Barber. Oh no, I love the idea there. UAB was playing fantastic defense. His user almost got back to it, but then it looked like a touchdown, but then it's overthrown. Tariq Watson of UAB gets his 2nd interception of the game. UAB takes over back at their own 20. 4 minutes, 47 seconds left in this ball game to determine our inaugural Conference USA champion. Going with a little play action here on offense. He's got X. He had it for a second. His user did kind of get back there pretty nicely, though. 2nd and 19. We'll see if UAB might slow the pace down a little bit now. I thought he was calling his deep choice play. I'm surprised we haven't seen that one in a while here. Trying to go with another run to the backup Javon Jackson. Another injury for Coastal Carolina. Injuries are really piling up in the rain here. You gotta go with deep choice here. You just have to. It's been your best play. It's been open every time. And you gotta look for that crosser again. This time his user gets back there. You got A wide open. You can try to take off and run. You got to slow down. You got to take that to the right and slow down so that receiver that was in the flat will actually go up and turn into a blocker. But Coastal did a great job user defending that crossing route that time. I think that's the only real good chance you have. And then he'll sneak a curl in right behind him. My goodness, I'm so glad I didn't play either of these guys. Both of these offenses seem so hard to stop. I'm glad we didn't have to deal with it. Now a little read option coming from UAB. A little fake. Oh, that was a great time. Great time. All eyes are off the quarterback. Everybody focused on the halfback. Keep it with Trace Campbell. Get yourself a big chunk of yards. And we are still keeping the pace here. We're in a turbo pace for UAB. Do you risk this RPO? You got him. He had Y. He might have even had RB. I was really just looking off to the right there. He would have been able to throw that. I don't think he would have gotten a ton of yards on that anyway, though. I do like the idea of... Okay, well, if he stayed in that formation, sending Y deep, I liked a lot. Audible's back down. Jackson will take it up the middle, get a gain of 5. 3rd and 4. Already down to 3 minutes remaining here. He's only got the one outside corner. Okay, he's moving. He's moving him around. So 3rd and 4. What are we going to do here? If you're UAB, they're all pressed. Let's see, he's going to have his whip. Yep, he does see it. Not a good ball by the quarterback, but Iverson hooks, makes the play. The ball thrown behind him a little bit. If that was let outside, he was going to have a lot of room to run. Ball thrown behind him. He recovers, though, makes the play, then goes for the RPO flat. Almost broken on and played by the Coastal defense. Breakneck pace continues here. UAB, what are we doing? I mean, you could run this down to the 2-minute warning, but that's just obviously not been his style. So, nope, here we go. Just going to take it, just going to go. No, buddy. Underthrows the ball in the rain, even if that ball was thrown well. There were a lot of defenders back in that spot. Another interception for Coastal Carolina. Another shot, another life. Down by 3, 2:18 to go. Ball at their own 25. This game is living up to the hype. So a little bit of Mabel over there on the left with a hard flat, a seam flap. Good way to watch exactly that play, but you can't forget about that dang quarterback, man. Roquan Barber takes another big run, takes us all the way to just about midfield. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go. 3-point game. 6 attempts, 100 yards for that Coastal quarterback. They easily ran for over 200 at this point, just between him and Cameron Knox. Take it to the 2-minute warning. And that's the thing with the pace these guys play at too. It's hard to do the adjustments you want to do. It's like I'd want to be containing every single play, but he's trying to, you know, he's moving these guys around, watching for the RPOs to do that and contain. And if you want to put a hard flat somewhere, it's just a lot to do, especially when the offenses are running as quickly as both of these guys are. But against this quarterback, we got to make sure we're getting contains out there. I'll see if UAB starts throwing them. Nope, got the... Oh, what's this flag going to be? What is, this could be a massive penalty if this is on Coastal Carolina. It is holding on the left tackle. Instead of a first down at about the 30-yard line, backs them up, 2nd and 18 now from their own 39. Minute and a half to go. You never see holding called in this game. And to see it called in a spot like this. Now we're going full coverage. Cover 2, shading underneath, or is it just a cover 2 hard flat? We'll be able to tell by the hooks. Goes with the RPO, and he's got him out to the right there. That big chunky yards back, gets 13 of them back. 3rd and 5 now, past midfield into UAB territory. What are we got here on offense and defense? What are we doing here, boys? Little 2-man under on the defense. Ooh, that left slot. Out of spread. Okay, that actually... Okay, never mind. That actually worked out okay because that left slot crossed the field to the right, kind of towards his man defender, but then motioning that halfback over and getting him out to that left flat. The linebacker just didn't have too much of a chance to make that play. We're staying in it, and we are going to be pressing this time. Again, look for that left slot or Cameron Knox just right up the middle. Fort Knox, another gain of 5, down to the 35-yard line. I don't know if that's field goal range in this weather. It's got to be close. Staying in 2-man under, pressing across the board. Got to worry about the left slot or that halfback leaking out to the left here yet again. Especially with him motioning over like that. Oh, oh, yep. Oh, wow. I thought that was a crosser. And that's what the yeps were for, is the defender I thought was doing a very good job staying in front of that being a crosser. It was a spot route, thrown a little late, but the receiver... I believe that was Jamison Tucker, goes up, makes a play on that. Nope, I'm taking that ball, buddy. That is mine. We are down to 30 seconds remaining here. Watch that deep middle. Oh. His user almost got back and made a play on that. He was a little too far underneath it. B, that ball was underthrown, left behind him a little bit, and the UAB defender inches away from ending this game just like that. And we are staying in the man coverage defense. I'm kind of surprised to see that. Is he going deep crosser? He's going for the run with Barber. Tries to shoelace him. He stays up. He keeps fighting. Fights his way down to the 5-yard line. 16 seconds to go. 1 timeout remaining for Coastal Carolina. All 3 for UAB. 3-point game. Gun trips is the call. Oh, this is an unbelievable game. I am glad this is the one that ended up being our finale. This is a fantastic game. He's going to just go for that curl. He's going to have the guy coming back. He's not fast enough. Can't beat the spy. But his quarterback just shakes him off and gets out of bounds at the 2. 9 seconds. And Coastal's able to save their last time out because that quarterback's a tank and just got right off that guy like he was nothing. So now you can still run the ball. You can do whatever you want here if you're Coastal Carolina. I mean, I don't hate a Cameron Knox run right up the gut here. I really, really don't. We're staying in the man coverage defense. There's the Cameron Knox run right up the gut, and he powers his way in across the goal line. Touchdown, Chanticleers, dominating on the ground. 8 for 131 for Cameron Knox. Around 130 just for the quarterback as well. What a performance by both of these teams. Both of these offenses have played phenomenally well. There's just one little slip up at the end there by UAB. Might have just cost them this game, but I'm having headaches even thinking of how to stop either one of these teams, if we're just going to be honest with you. And the way this game has gone, a kick return wouldn't have shocked me. Some last minute crazy thing here. Nothing would surprise me at this point with how this game has been. Really, Coastal, you're just coming out and prevent, just back everybody up. Yep, see, he must have safety adjustments on, like having them play close. That's why they all started so low. So you just back them all up. And just let him chuck something, and who knows, maybe a miracle will happen, maybe not. Ball is up. It is intercepted. Coastal Carolina escapes an unbelievably wild game. Congratulations, Big Bill, Coastal Carolina, our Conference USA champions. Unbelievable game. Congratulations to both guys. Harrison, that turnaround he had throughout the season was phenomenal. Big Bill kind of took control of the conference early, managed to stay up there, but both offenses were unreal. Like, what a great showing by both of you guys. Congratulations. Hope everybody out there, whether you're in the Dynasty or just been watching along, enjoyed our conference championship week. We will do something for the bowl games. I haven't fully decided what that is yet. And then the transfer portal is going to be a massive time for us, so we'll definitely have some updates in there. But hope you guys enjoyed season 1. Really, the conference championships is what it all comes down to. That's really the finale. So hope you guys enjoyed this ride. I had a ton of fun doing it. It was my first ever online Dynasty, so it was a blast. So thank you guys for putting up with it. Thank you guys for being part of it. Thank you guys for being on this ride. I will see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.